At the edge of dawn, the city still slumbered beneath a violet sky, and only the faint hum of early traffic whispered through narrow streets. In a tiny apartment, the soft glow of a smartphone lit up Erin's face as she tuned into her favorite corner of the internet, Jungkook's playlist recommendations. The air smelled of brewing coffee and possibility. Somewhere between night and morning, she felt the thrum of anticipation, a quiet promise that music, like the turning of a page, might reveal something new. And in that breathless pause, she sensed the coming of a moment that would ripple far beyond her small room. Erin had been an ARMY since before she could spell her own name. BTS's melodies had been the soundtrack to her teenage triumphs and heartbreaks. Yet for all her devotion, she most treasured the hidden gems Jungkook shared with the world. Obscure indie tracks, forgotten B-sides, and songs that tasted like stardust. Over the years, she had learned to trust his ear, to follow his lead down winding playlists where raw emotion met experimental sound. And whenever she heard his voice say, "You have to listen to this," she felt the thrill of discovery surging through her veins. It was 2 springs ago when Jungkook first whispered the name, Joan, into countless followers' ears. He posted a late-night clip of himself swaying to their synth pop, eyes closed, as if he were conversing with memories. Erin replayed that video until the edges frayed. Joan's melodies, both nostalgic and alive, wove sunlight and solitude together, and she found herself lost in their vocals, imagining fields of golden grass and neon-lit highways. Their songs felt like a secret handshake, binding her to other fans who heard the same echo of wonder. Now, her screen buzzed again. This time, it wasn't a casual endorsement. It was an announcement. Joan and EPEX, side by side, on a single called "So Nice," dropping May 6th. The teaser showed Alan on guitar, Steven on drum pads, bathed in a honey-lit room, while EPEX members stepped into frame with their trademark polish and grin. The clip was barely 15 seconds long, but it carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken stories. Erin's breath caught as the first chords chimed, a retro flourish that felt both familiar and thrillingly new. In that fleeting snippet, something inside her shifted. As Joan's synth line curved upward, Yuang's voice landed on a note so bright it kindled goosebumps. Time seemed to stretch. The chirp of birds outside, the distant beep of a coffee machine, even her own heartbeat slowed to match the rhythm on screen. It was a small fragment, but in that instant, she understood the truth of Jungkook's influence, not as a celebrity endorsement, but as a bridge between worlds. Here, 2 cultures converged in a melody that transcended language. "I've never felt so seen by a song," wrote one fan in the comments, her words floating up like lanterns in a dark sky. "It's like Joan and EPEX reached inside me and found something I didn't know was missing." Another netizen, scrolling through tweets at midnight, added, "This collaboration reminds me why I fell in love with music in the first place, because it's magic that can't be bottled." Their excitement, raw, unfiltered, universal, wove a tapestry of shared wonder across continents and time zones. Looking beyond her screen, Erin thought of how far this moment stretched. Joan, the indie duo from Arkansas whose voice had once lived in obscurity, would now be belting chorus lines alongside one of K-pop's brightest young acts. EPEX, fresh off sold-out shows in Seoul and Japan, were about to introduce their global audience to a new sonic palette. And all of it traced back to that quiet ripple Jungkook had set in motion, sending waves of curiosity that turned into tides of collaboration. She remembered when Serum from Gravity had first posted himself humming a Joan song, and when Jaehyun from N-Flying had shared a clip of Joan's Flowers pulsing through his studio speakers. Each nod from an idol felt like a droplet in a vast ocean of influence, a reminder that passion, once released, dances freely between artists and audiences, no matter their origin. Together, they created a network of discovery, where hidden voices could blossom under unexpected spotlights. As morning fully broke and sunlight flooded Erin's room, she closed her eyes and let the melody of that teaser linger. She imagined standing in a crowded stadium in Macau or Taipei, the chorus rising like a tide of light, thousands of voices lifting the refrain in unison. She pictured Joan and EPEX on that stage, their smiles bright enough to warm winter nights, their hearts beating as one. In that vision, she felt the promise of new horizons, of art gesturing beyond boundaries, beckoning us to listen with open souls. And for a moment, she was no longer just a fan. She was a witness to something unfolding, an echo of hope carried on the wings of song. Long after the single dropped, long after the stages fell silent, Erin knew that this moment would remain. A testament to the power of a simple recommendation, the courage to share what you love, and the way one person's passion can awaken the world. Because in the end, music isn't just a collection of notes, it's a living thread that weaves us together, reminding us that, regardless of where we come from, we share the same longing for connection. And every time we lend our voice to that melody, we light a spark in another's heart. May we always remember to listen, to share, and to believe in the quiet magic waiting in the spaces between genres, languages, and hearts.